this tournament in general, I would say, have not impressed me very much.
Oh, stun over on Kuro.
Really
We'll have to wait for you to say it. Kuro's on the run. Dream staying right on top, and a perfect body block from XS Vampire allows FNG to get the first blood. So sorry, back to what you were saying, Sidran. It was really good, Shashlo and Batrider.
Yeah, he's one of the best players on this hero in the world. I think it's hands down his best hero, and in this particular game, I think Batrider can do a lot of work. When you're playing against saves, having a hero that can force the enemy out of position, so outrange the saves, can really be a difference maker. And yeah, like I was saying, overall in this tournament, I don't think the Batrider play has really been as high level as a lot of the other heroes, but Shashlo is definitely going to bring it. Good rotation from FNG here.
Yeah, perfect play by GPK, pulls him back in, and then a quick skewer, but ooh, GH just hit so hard as he arrives.
Here comes the stapler. Well, Bench kind of just got killed by the tower, let's be honest, but hey.
Yeah. Hey, no, GH did it, man. It's all about the hero. Screw the PvE. It's all about PvP. I have to bring him back to the mid. Funny thing is, GH is actually able to play against GPK, and GPK, still at this time in the morning, is able to have a little bit of fun, puts the hand up for the high five, as we've turned this into, again, another tri-lane for Dream. They are not wanting to let Miracle have a good start, but he's still got 17 for 4 on the CS board. Maybe not exactly what he wants to have happen, but he's near the same amount as Dream has managed to achieve. Doesn't feel like any team, like even with this rotation, every team is trying to push their advantage as much as they can, but it still turns out as an even take.
These two teams have been very evenly matched in general, I would say. So, not too surprising.
Courier has been killed.
Shashlo doing the classic Batrider thing. He is...
oh, well, hang on.
Don't forget your wave, buddy.
Lost it.
It's one of the things that I think he understands better than a lot of other Batrider players is when it's time to just cut waves. Like when you don't lane anymore. In this game, it's kind of self-explanatory. You're laning against a Bat and you don't really want to be there. But he's very good at getting himself a good game. You pull the wave, you stack a neutral camp, you Firefly both of them, rinse, repeat, and then repeat again.
And even comes for the 5-minute bounty rune on the side.
Yeah. Realize that MC ran south, so he can get the north one.
Yep.
Still Nigma with a 1k gold lead, so their laning stage once again for them looking pretty hot. I think the biggest concern for Gambit fans here is Dream's game on Ursa. You'd love to have a great start on this hero, but so far he's only tying the Ember Spirit. And not much aggressive potential from him, really, because he's playing against a Lich.
And MC's really sticking to this with the shield blast as well. Yeah, he's killing him.
Oh, he's
salve up. He needs to cancel it, and this will at least be economic damage. Shashlo able to get an extra second of that duration off. Now begins the TP. 4th hit, and the shield's up, but he can't get enough damage from the Firefly. But back in mid, FNG on the run from Kuro as well as Weeha. A lot of damage with the Orb and the slow from the Frost Blast. Just enough to keep the control there. But it does force the top lane back as a TP, so it's the walk of shame towards the top, and this gives more and more space for Mind Control to build up.
Vanish.
He's
in trouble. Oh, he doesn't have mana.
GPK.
Does he now?
Skewer forward. Oh!
Double damage.
I love the pre-tip from FNG, and then they missed it. Oh no, under the Grievous Laughter. Dude, sometimes the voice lines are just so good. This is an ultimate karma moment.
We seem to have like a replay of just FNG's face after the pre-tip. FNG wants to go again.
He had a smirk on his face, so he's not taking it too hard, I think. But man,
that's still costly. RP being burnt, and it's the hero they wanted to make sure stayed down. We saw just how powerful the OD is able to get, especially if you're able to build into Aghanim Scepter. And just the never-ending control. Like, how is Ursa meant to actually target a hero when you've got defensive imprisonments and aggressive imprisonments? Not to mention ET Splitter, which can combo, Miracle, who's able to dodge most of what gets thrown at him as well, once he gets up some levels. Oh, XS Vampire, shield on shield action. Miracle is the one being protected. Can't say the same for GH, that's why Dream focusing him down. Miracle wants to keep the slow going. Dream trying to get back out of the tower. Miracle still got that burn. The immolation doing the work as FNG left by himself to battle against Kuro. Courier? Yeah, he doesn't want to be here.
This lane has been doing so well for Nigma every game they've had it. This Lich Ember, I think if they are to win this game further on into the tournament, other teams need to realize on the final day, don't give this combo away. If they first phase the Lich, get rid of the Ember. They're playing it every time. The heroes complement each other so well in the lane. Lich is strong early on. I think Shashlo will be fine with TP here. It's tight. Oh. Yeah, so they complement each other so well because Lich can play aggressive early on, which is when Ember is weak. And then once Ember has a couple of levels, you have the physical mitigation on top of the magical mitigation. Tons of damage, tons of slow, so you can just run heroes down. And, no team really has managed to find a solution for this lane in the tournament so far against Nigma.
Oh, GH really pounding into his FNG, but Dream wants to have his own battle. Miracle's moved over. I like how I actually switch over towards the net worth. I think the Magnus is like 30 CS or 25 CS in front of the OD, but net worth-wise, top two. Still being debated for, but Nigma currently can hold both of the top two. And they bring 4 heroes to bottom lane. What will Gambit do? Exactly the same thing, because you know what it is? It's the 1.5 minute pre-fight for the 10-minute
Man, Batrider is losing that lane a lot harder than I thought. It's 1,500 minutes.
Dream dying so quickly. Miracle again with the double shields on. GH trying to lend his damage too. Dream into the trees. Kuro has to fairy fire, try and stay alive. Dream jumps forward. FNG's the one to find the kill. Spirit jump. That's very, very slow for Miracle, but the Slider Fist jumps up and kills off Dream. Magic Missile towards GH, but remember, Miracle's the one on the front lines. Excess Vampire's doing as much as he possibly can to intimidate them back, but with GH hitting 2 heroes in a full creep wave with a Spirit, they probably don't want to come back out now.
Stomp's gonna miss. Good dodge from both of Gambit's heroes.
Playing the trees, there's so much damage. And Dream thinks about jumping forward, but Kura's already back now. GH has all that bonus damage. Excess Vampire is low. Miracle with the Slider Fist. He needs to spirit himself forward. Actually, no, he doesn't. He wants to run himself away, but the Stomp. Have they got enough? They can't beat into Dream, or can they? Kuro decides to actually hit into him, and now the Spirit Jump through FNG, down towards Dream. Miracle making the Spirits work for him, and Dream hiding in the trees, triggers off the 1 charges. There's more TP support coming in. Kuro's the primary target being chased down for the moment, but they split themselves up, Gambit, because Dream, well, he feels like he's got Kuro by himself, and that's exactly what's happened. GPK actually TP'd in for this rotation.
Yeah, and he didn't succeed, and now it's time for the outposts. Mind Control is just chilling, you know?
Yep.
He's fine top. He's 1,200 gold ahead of the Batrider. He's going to take the outpost. And this bottom one, well, Gambit really want to try for it, and it looks like they will be successful. So 1-for-1 trade, the bounties also looking to be 2-for-2.
AT Spirit will still get a double stomp. Miracle going to commit forward with the Spirits looking for Dream once again. They know there's no enrage, there's no saving. And FNG, my God! GH will just do the first chip, and Miracle will finish the job. Double kill for him. While Shashlo doing his little pulling thing. Won't be able to actually farm up any of that because he was just forced out too early on, but the BT's completed 10.5 minutes in for the Batrider. So all that money decides to go into the global positioning.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So as we've seen plenty of times in this tournament, Magnus will just outlevel anyone mid. He's a level ahead of Weehaw right now on 500 gold, but that's relative to the rest of the tournament, really good result of that lane. Like, historically, OD has been winning this lane against Magnus, I would say, most of the time, but now that the Empower is this strong, you just go and farm in the jungle, and nobody really beats you at that. Like, you have that farming efficiency. Kuro will die to Shashlo. Did use the lasso for that, so last
I don't know if Shashlo will get to survive, however, because he's having his own little tussle with the ET. Weehaw, Magic Missile forward. Excess Vampire doesn't have his 6 just yet, so Weehaw just drops the hammer, looking for his solo kills. Needs 2 more hits onto FNG to get it, but Magnus will now also arrive. Shockwave from him, but Weehaw, is there enough defensive? No, there's not. Oh wait, what? FNG? That's a little stamina right there. FNG kisses his own ass goodbye by walking on top of the imprisoned target and dying to the AoE.
We had some funny moments already in this game.
Oh wait, don't show that again. Oh, so this is Kuro. Oh, he got cliffed.
Yeah. Lasso
He got
plant.
cliffed. Oh, meanwhile, back at Miracle, diving underneath the tier 1 tower. GH wants to help him out, able to do so. Lends a Spirit while up on top lane. Mind Control doesn't care if you want to initiate Dream. He has his borrow time available, but now he might care a little bit more. Swap back underneath the tier 1 tower, no borrow time available. Now Vlad's won't help him, but the phase boots, that will.
Dream should have another Earth Shock in just a moment. No, he has no mana. They don't have mango for him.
Movement
MC might
speed.
actually just make it
Movement
out of here.
speed.
Okay, that's a problem.
Turn west. There's a traffic jam. Weehaw's coming over as well, but he doesn't have the Eclipse available, so just wants to back up and take the wave with him. They give Lich the mid lane in the meantime. Another hero we haven't really... Well, he's had an influence on the bottom lane. But they need to give him his 6 so Kuro... Well, actually, he has it. So he can just do Kuro things with the Lich. Smoke from Doom now that Doom is up. No swap for 8 seconds, but by the time they get there, I'll be up.
Man, this Ursus game is really, really questionable right now. Like, It's a hero that wants to play from ahead. They picked it into melee course, and they still lost their lane badly.
They're looking for Weeha. The
Yeah.
Radiant scan doesn't ping. He's just a little further north, sitting almost next to the ramp. So if they do want to smoke up, it will reveal pretty quickly. They have the observe wards, they know, but Shashlo makes a break for the hillside, but Miracle able to burn him, and now over towards the OD. The Doom is out, swap back under. He's near the shrine, so he can get some regeneration. If he can only just click it, GPK, they'll find the kill already. Now Kuro will arrive, Chain Frosting out. FNG, can you stay close to the creeps? Can it bounce away from the creeps? Back up again? Yeah, well, goodbye FNG. So 2 supports. Access Vampire also on the run. GPK searing chained into the stomp. No instant follow-up. The RP2 caught out. There's so much cleave damage. Access Vampire pulled in by Kuro. And the stomp coming out from the Centaur is delaying a little bit more time. Kuro's already gone down. A quick skewer away. Spirits as well. GPK just wants to TP away, but Miracle Mind Control will not allow this to happen. While the lasso dragging GH away. The temperature just turning up onto Access Vampire. Miracle actually has gone down. He's lost that shield. So no more immolation, but it won't matter when Mind Control just has the power of cold. Quick Spirits up from Miracle. Try and dodge the attack coming in from Shashlo. Weeha will now also arrive, getting rid of the little Doomlings, and now FNG's attention turning that way in. Shashlo, slider elbow, and so realize he doesn't want to be too close to this either.
Radiant's top tower
Man,
is
these
under
teams,
attack.
14 minutes in, and we already have ourselves 28 kills on the board. I like it.
That was really close to GPK getting a 4-man RP, and then this is a total disaster for Nigma. But he only got 2 of them. The Shockwave pulled them a little bit closer, but he needed just that tiny bit more distance to get the rest of them.
Radiant's middle tower
And they
is
fought
under
back. And
attack.
Miracle is just playing incredibly well this game. He's playing just around the edges. He's really pushing the hero to its limits. Almost got killed by, of all things, the Doom dying and throwing 2 rocks with his devoured golem. But Mind Control was there to save him as well with the Photic Shield. And that's a mid tower gone. It's the bounty runes coming up, which looks to be, in all likelihood, a 2-for-2 trade. Kuro can't really get over here.
Yeah, no one's on the south. They
Will
are
they get Dream on the way
in.
back, though?
They got the information. And it's FNG. It won't matter if he dies. Dire are scanning, so they get the ping, but FNG is going to complete the TP. Kuro unable to get there in time to Sinister Gaze. But it actually means down on bottom lane. I'm seeing a Batrider making a move. Pushing the waves out. Maybe it will be all 4 15-minute bounty runes going the way of Gambit.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody from Nigma even went there.
And too busy looking for kills, hunting the blood. Hello, Groovepro. This feels like the worst team for that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
16-minute drum.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good. That does not feel good. Ouch. Amber Spirit's doing the defense at the bottom. They still haven't taken that last bounty rune because obviously Nigma hold the outpost, so they can see it. They know no one's taken it.
Yeah, they seem unwilling to distribute any resources down there, and it looks like Shashlo might check. Nope, he didn't check.
I'm looking, but I'm scared.
FNG.
In the trees. There's support coming in. ET splitter as well. Well, land clearance. Found a nice place to set up a new home.
Miracle was so close to the KS.
Oh, and he's got more than enough money, right? Maelstrom's up as well, so the farm rate's going to increase. Amount of spill damage out in fights as well. And what's Batrider over there? He just has to keep creep skipping. He's trying to stop, or at least make Nigma look towards the bottom lane. Weeha's even going to fortify so he can't get the last hits onto the wave. Even though he might find the couriers, GPK. Oh, the Tomb. It's out over on Miracle, just trying to outrun this, but the RP catches 2, but the Chain Frost also quite good. Bounce between GPK as well as Dream. It won't bounce again, however. A Miracle alive for the moment. Shashlo's arrived, Mind Control on the front lines. They're going to lasso him. No borrowed time available. The Sleight of Fist, Miracle trying to get the chip damage out. Dream will sacrifice himself for Mind Control, and so will Access Vampire. Oh, whoops, that wasn't meant to be there. Dream's Courier just looking at the tier 2 tower. It's the new cameraman. Getting every angle we can.
If there was some detection there for Gambit for that fight, a sentry ward down, they might have been able to kill Miracle. I think it came out later, but again, Abaddon just so good against Magnus, immediately removing the RP, then a Photic shielding Miracle, and they reset. Even though that was a good Doom, he still got to get away. Didn't manage to really get him into a bad enough position that they could bring him down, largely due to Venge not being alive, I believe, when that broke out. So no swap on top of the Doom. They still pulled it back a little bit. It feels like Gambit are getting a little more control, but it still ain't great.
Now, you know what Gambit's lineup is fantastic at, that Nigma's lineup, just as like a normal team in this competition, being terrible at? It's pushing the high ground. You've got RPs, you've got catchers, you've got swaps. They can really punish Nigma when they want to go high ground. So it feels like this game may even drag out even more, just because like there's so much on the line. It's not just your run through the lower bracket. These teams are looking for more. They're looking for a slot at the major. They want to be able to contest at the highest level.
Oh, Dream mid. Kuro's going to TP in.
Miracle needs a little help to do this. Starts with the Searing Chains. Now Kuro out of range for the Sinister Gaze. He can't actually close the distance. Dream just enrages and runs away. Miracle needs another control. Shashlo, he's going to be the new target. Spirit forward, jump through, makes a little bit of extra information. FNG.
All right, don't worry, guys. Toby's fine. It's just a little bit of a cough.
Is under attack.
You're not hearing it. All right. Well, FNG, it was a pretty good impression of what happened to the Venge, Toby. I'm impressed. There's kind of the cough of death.
Died to smoke? Boy, there was no smoke involved. Then it would have been more appropriate.
Yeah, just died in general. Yeah.
Never smoked a cigarette in my life. Shashlo now going to go down. Miracle able to find these easy targets by himself.
Radiant's middle tower
She just feels
is
so
under
good when you see Miracle playing a hero where he can really showcase his own abilities. But you also get the same from Weeha. I think Weeha showing his sense of the game. It's a little easier when you got Nag and M7. You can just continue imprisonment after imprisonment. Now FNG swaps in. Oh, there's your imprisonment. Chain Frost bouncing out. It's going to go up towards GPK. Won't go again. Weeha dropping the hammer. Everyone trying to be burned out. Mind control there for the save. RP will be committed. They want to kill off Weeha. Dream in the meantime dying to Mind Control's miscoil. So another 1-for-1 trade-off. FNG doing the work he possibly can to kill off Mind Control. But now Miracle joins the fight and then leaves the fight after claiming FNG's got. How many times does this guy have to die? Like,
More.
I know he's...
More.
That just comes from you, for the fact it's not you in there dying. You know the life of a support that sacrifices himself for the greater good.
Is death. And I think FNG's been playing pretty well, honestly.
under attack.
He has to die a lot for his teammates this game.
Don't worry, he always lives. The spirit is always there.
It's the best hero to die on in the game, kind of. She's still there after death.
Nope.
Kuro?
Unlike the Undying, because he never got to his second tombstone. Never forget.
Poor Undying. Poor Undying. So, want to point out Miracle's choice of talents here. He went for the Flame Guard DPS. So his Flame Guard now is basically the value of 2 Radiances on top of each other constantly in the fight. And there's not that much magic damage on the Radiant that they can really remove it. They can purge it off with Doom. And if he's long enough into the Firefly or it takes 2 shockwaves, they could remove it that way.
But then you've still got the Frost Shield, you've still got the Aphotic Shield.
I mean, there's plenty of problems, no doubt about it.
They're in Roshan. Nigma are trying to take this. Gambit have actually run down south, so they're as far away from Roshan as they really could have headed. Interesting to also see the fact that GH has completed a full Spirit Vessel 21 minutes in. Now, scans up, VS comes in, Wave of Terror will give a reveal, Roshan down to 1/4 of his HP. TP's even coming in from the Earth, where he's ready to make the quick jump in the back lines. Magnus has already started off the fight. They just want to get themselves out of Roshan. Who's going to die in the back? The Chain Frost is out, but the BKB protecting the Magnus for the moment. Buyback coming in from the Lich, but who is the real target? The BKB is going to wear off in a second. That's why the jump comes forward towards the Doom. He's almost burning out the Spirit Vessel. Should get the kill. In fact, Miracle will just ensure it with that Sleight of Fist. RP was already burned. You have a fresh Blink Dagger on the Magnus. He's going to have to walk himself out. Shashlo, Flame Break, slowing this down, pushing them away from Roshan. Solo on life with a Sleight of Fist and the Stomp with the Spirit Jump forward. Now double buybacks. Doom as well as FNG. Back to World of Living for the Sinister Gaze. That's the can't live with the RP. It is up. He hits the target. He gets them all. Nigma, they've only lost their captain at the moment. Miracle, they're trying to swap him away, but it will not end up working. Miracle's down without a buyback available. GH trying to put everyone to sleep. Weeha forced away. He was doomed up by Exodus Vampire having the battle on the right-hand side, while GH focused down by FNG and GPK. GPK claiming a double kill. Mind Control wants something in return. Keep them away from Roshan. And now they jump in again, and it will be a triple kill for GPK.
Shit, what an RP. Oh my goodness, that looked so bad for Gambit, and they burned a couple of buybacks, but man, the reward is great. They get a kill on Miracle, who I believe was 12-0 before that. That's a huge gold streak going their way. They get the Aegis onto their Ursa, who desperately needs anything to hold in this game, but look at that damage amount. GPK 6.7 thousand damage, 4-man RP, multiple Echo Saber hits. Dude, that was that was needed. And the game is really exciting again all of a sudden. I was kind of starting to, you know, just feel like, all right,
Feels when we're one-sided affair.
cruising.
Is this like game one all over? Oh, yeah, that's a good close game.
They were not ready for that play. And honestly, that setup from Gambit was really cool. They didn't have RP in the start of the fight. They dragged it out. Drug it out? Can you say that? I don't know. Let's say it.
They dragged it out. It's fine.
Let's say drug, man. You've seen the panel.
Dream trying to get away. Kora's coming over. You've got Doom sitting in the tree lines. He's going to jump forward, looking for his own stun, able to get it over on Weeha. Mind control will arrive, and now the Chain Frost will bounce through. Gambit's advantage. They already break through the Aegis Mortal. Access Vampire. He's actually just TPing away. So Dream will have to do this all by himself, and by doing this, I mean die. No one said to hold his hand on the deathbed. So that advantage went out the window. And the game is still interesting.
Yeah, just as they were picking up steam, they kind of just lost their Aegis for nothing. Now, I mean, it's an OD ulti, so there's a sweet spot. As soon as RP comes up, they know they can take a team fight with RP without Sanity's Eclipse. Unfortunately, there's no objective for them to really force it on, except the mid-tier 1, which I don't know if they really want to hit that right now. Roche is obviously not up for another 7 or 8 minutes, more than likely.
No, what they want to hit, that top tier 2 town, but the split shot defense fortification will slow the push. Grobo for the OD. That's nice. I don't think you've got a slot for it though. Smoke up from Gambit. They're coming out to fight.
Yeah, RP's up.
With RP up and 2 heroes standing on top of each other, that looks like a juicy target.
Well, if you RP these two, you know what a man's gonna do.
Oh, Smoke as well. Jump already coming in forward. They try and break him free. Weeha, the RP does connect, and the skewer 2 back again. And next best Vampire, he gets his own RP in the back lines with the double stomp for the Chain Frost. What have you got? A hell of a lot of damage. Sharpshot is brought down. Miracle just doing so much burn damage, but here's your buyback coming thick and fast once again. The Chain Frost is now finally out. GPK protected by the BKB, while Miracle keeping the side of his steering chains going, trying to keep Dream off the front lines. A stomp from GH, but then again another better stomp from Excess Vampire, catching mind control once again in the back lines. Excess Vampire is trying to do some work, but now he's actually 1v3. The rest of his team did not stay with the Doombringer, so shields on Miracle, and Excess Vampire, those are offensive shields. Mind control's coming over to try and help out. Spirit Vessel from GH means there's no extra regeneration. And that is a very dead Doom for 70 seconds. Big Oldie's being committed again, but still
it's
feels
bizarre
like
to watch. Like Miracle's 17-1, and it's a 1K lead in the game right now. And it honestly feels like anyone's game, just really based on who gets the initiation, right? This RP, they get the OD kill, but they didn't really get much else out of it. So if the fight goes long enough, Nigma can definitely play around the outskirts with this Abaddon survivability, with the Ember dealing constant damage. And of course, it's just a matter of time before you hit that Mani stomp from GH. This mid tower is now going to be claimed by Nigma. So
I just know how GH gets it. I think Excess Vampire's positioning is working so well to make it so like Magnus gets a 2-man RP and he gets a 2-man hoof stomp in the back line. It's like Nigma never have the right people unstunned, ready to fight. Do you start thinking about BKBs if you're Nigma at this point?
I think Aeon Disc is a pretty good item this game, possibly, as well.
Yeah, I'll break you free.
It's a possible solution, at least, to consider. Not a very popular item right now, but could also wait until minute 40 and find 4 magic lamps. That'll do.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. This game of Dota still has some remnants of balance. Ember right on top of Dream.
Doesn't work that way anymore.
Weeha's coming over as well, so he can rage out. A lot of support coming over. Koro pulled in. Now the Spirits. Miracle looking for a sleight of fist. Where's that ET splitter? It's going to hit hard. Excess Vampire does go down. Chain Frost being lost inside the golems. GPK wants to TP away to safety. Thanks to BKB, he'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
But now Doom dead for a very long time, still without buyback.
He couldn't really find a good way of using RP there. I think the call to TP out there is the absolute best play. That would have been a total disaster for them. So cutting their losses, only losing Doom, that's some high skill communication right there. In these heated moments, it's not easy to make the right decision just like that, but GPK immediately identified this fight is not winnable. Get the hell out of there. And honestly, with how that started, losing a Doom, I think Gambit should be really happy with that.
He's already burned through his long
Smoke
death
up.
timer. TP up towards the top is
Oh, they're gonna pincer them. This is a really good move from Nigma. They have 3 heroes coming from behind and the OD from the front, so no matter where they run, they're gonna get spotted.
Oh, into the trees. OD does his first jump. The extra TP will end up working. So once again, cutting their losses, even if it's Nursa. Oh, Weeha. Weeha. Feels like it's a little bit too much to bear, but that's why he's got friends.
Vanished.
Dire are scanning.
And the pressure, Miracle feeling like he could just go himself. Excess Vampire's going for his own pincer, jumps in. Oh, hoof stomp. Fraction of a second too early, and Miracle, he wants to play with him. Swap. Don't know if that's what FNG was really looking for, but either way, Excess Vampire is safe. Almost felt like he wanted to swap Miracle up the hill.
I don't think there was a play there. I'm pretty sure that was what he intended to do.
The
was up on the side, but...
You're right, it was the Observer in Sentry Ward. He saw the extra reinforcements coming, just wanted to disengage. Well, Daedalus is done. More damage, while Magnus...
There is so much pressure on GPK in this game. Like, let's not forget it's an elimination game and you're playing for top 3. Possibility to get to the major here, and you are the clearly strongest hero in your team. You have to deliver, you have the big items and the big plays at your disposal. If GPK makes one crucial mistake, it just feels like the game ends, but he's been playing an incredible game.
Miracle. Try and chase down the Bat Rider, who makes a break for the tree line. Spider legs. Spider legs.
They are relatively unuseful on Ember, so he's probably going to give these to OD. You would imagine. Crossing high grounds with OD is really good.
I'd like to see it for ET. Get him on the front lines.
That's fine too. Don't want to do that. They did take the Astral Spirit attack talent, so he hits really hard.
And we saw, I think it was actually GH who finished the Aghanim Scepter too in the early days. Get that free BKB.
Yep.
Only ever maximum 5 seconds, but still free.
Okay.
It's all right. Carla bounces out.
Imagine what items Doom would need to have to hit that slow.
Like, you could just cast Enchantress buff.
6 craggy coats.
Could you imagine, like, you can give Enchantresses, like, buff to just anyone? It could be like a neutral, like, she passed onto her own army.
Yeah, well, Untouchable and 6 craggy coats would have probably been something like that.
The wound and the sweet.
30-minute
GPK.
Oh, blinks away at the right time. He's really living life on the edge. You said there's a lot of pressure on him, but he's also trying to be the side lane pusher. Blinks on cooldown for 6 more seconds. GH would love to find him, but very defensive BKB.
Yeah.
While in the mid lane, Weeha doomed up. Mind Control's going to give him shields, extra help. Koro's going to be there too, making sure the supports can't get any closer. Searing Chains, and then also, okay, that's layering Control very, very heavily, but FNG will have nothing more he can do. Excess Vampire now going to be caught out. Nerp, Spider Legs. He'll get himself over the hill and not far, far away. Miracle can keep up with him. They have more than enough damage for Mind Control to finish the job. Now, 50 seconds again without the Doombringer having buyback.
I don't think you try this again. Trying to kill the OD with only Doom and Venge. It's your 2 supports. You're lacking in damage in this kill. If there's any rotation defensively with a Glimmer Cape, Force Staff, Aphotic Shield, whatever it is, that kill just doesn't work. You need GPK or the Batrider to isolate these heroes together and get the kill.
So I think we still have like a minute and a half before Roshan's going to be up. This will probably be a nice target that Nigma can wait for. They're finishing new items. Aghanim Scepter now over on the Ember Spirit. Dream.
Oh, they found him.
Yep, Spirit staying on him. Support's coming over. Miracle gonna break the tree lines, jumping in deeper. Dream's like, oh, okay, well, if I'm forced to fight, Spirit Vessel. Wait, I don't really have much. In fact, we's just like, can you please settle down, angry, angry bear? Comes out, no more enrage, and Miracle. How many is he up to now? It's like, he's gotta hit 20, right? 20 kills?
I think it did already, actually.
Nice and high. Well, that's dead for 43 seconds, and Roshan's up at about 20-25. Chargelow's hanging around. Because no one looks like they're looking to scout it out. No one's got any real great dire, like, Roshan wards.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Look how close and small that is. Sanity's Eclipse. Mana something.
Sanity's Eclipse multiplier for ants. Ursa spawning in 15. Let's see if Gambit want to try to make a move as a team again. I think you wait for the Doom to be online, And the ideal fight that I can think of, I think dooming OD is really good, and it's what you should be trying to do, but you don't necessarily have to go for the OD kill during this doom. If you could just take those saves out of the fight, take those pesky astrals away from them, you might be able to isolate kind of anybody you want almost with RP, except of course the Abaddon.
It just feels like Mind Control's able to save him so much easier. OD's finished up the Scythe. He's coming down, Roshan at 50%, Dire Scan, they can feel him coming. And GH Illusion will start to scout it out. Oh, look at Ember, just jumps straight in, looks towards FNG. Mind Control's nearby, Axis Vampire, BKBs gets a doom over on Miracle. FNG very low on life. Miracle just trying to get himself out while the OD control up Dream. It's a good, no, it's not a good RP. It really only caught Kuro and skewers him away, while the last two will drag Weehar up the hill, over towards the Radiant Shrine. But Weehar still getting bigger. Nice hoof stomp from the Doombringer. Axis Vampire keeping Weehar on lockdown, doesn't have buyback available, but now the real man, Miracle, jumps to the front lines, still looking for FMG, looking for Excess Vampire. The TP out, someone got a stun? No, they just got the damage. That'll work. Batrider is already home, but you can see Miracle. He is so hungry for blood. But remember, the blood of Roshan bears more fruit.
And there it was. There was the fight where the RP is not amazing. And you see what happens. They got a Doom off on Ember, but they didn't manage to lock him down following it. They could kill him off. OD, sure, you get that OD kill. You commit so many resources. Weehawk kind of still did his job. He blasted the Ursa in the beginning of the fight, killed him off. It's a 1-for-1 core trade. You've used RP and Doom and not found anybody else. Kuro even got a Chain Frost off between Roche and the Mag, dealing tons of damage before he BKB'd. And that fight could kind of not really have gone any worse for Gambit.
Yeah, but it was the idea you were talking about. The Gambit did try and initiate. It's like, okay, we just doom him up, and then we go for a different target. We focus on but yeah, the damage output. Where is it? Now, their mid-Rax is under siege. Even if you brought back the Mag, you don't have your RP just yet. BS will also be dead for 18 seconds. The Doom is up, but you can't fight this. The only advantage is the fact that OD isn't there, but Miracle is the... He's the biggest problem on the field. Almost 34 minutes into the game. He'll take out the mid-ranks. No tier 2 towers to protect any of the other lanes. Just the fact that Gambit will be fully up. Nigma have made mistakes around this time of the game before.
This Aegis cheese, tons of saves, and no RP just yet. This fight is basically impossible to take without RP. You can't do anything yet.
Well, they're looking for it anyway. And a Miracle, Aegis to the Immortal. Spirits coming back towards GH. Charge slow, looking for a line, just flame breaking around. Mind Control and Miracle, the two heroes that cannot kill all the front liners. And now, well, Blink Skewer actually pulls them both back underneath the tower. RP was available, but remember, they don't want to commit it at all. They need it for a proper kill. FNG, now with a swap. Mind Control being isolated. Borrow time will trigger, but Ember Spirit right on top of FNG. Down for a full minute, a 5v4. Nigma continue to push their advantage. We'll take out the range racks, but you know they're not done yet. There's no reason to back up. GPK and Nexus Vampire try and play the tree line once again. Weehar, the RP, it's a good one on the back line. Kuro and Weehar both caught out by that, and they will both go down. Isolating Mind Control. You'll munch on the cheese, get a little bit more life back again. Still doesn't have that borrowed time, so Mind Control will fall as well. Miracle, how much can you really give? He's still at full life, and Gambit have kind of burnt everything in the tank. He's only got one supporter in the form of the ET, but maybe that's enough for Gambit to hold their second lane of racks, at least what's left of it.
Yeah, that's a good hold. There was a cheese expended here as well from the Abaddon. They still have the Aegis though, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Nigma try to make an aggressive move again in just a moment to go to this bottom area.
I love how Batrider instantly moves towards the top lane. If Nigma do want to keep pushing in the bottom, they will have to think about some level of a trade-off. So the simplest thing is for Nigma just to reset. You took mid-racks, you took the range racks from bottom. That's still an advantage considering the problems they've had before pushing in. You're probably still happy with where you're at, even though it's not the game.
Yeah, they're still in obviously an awesome position here, but
90% win rates, that's awesome.
Yeah. You got to be careful on Weehawk not to get caught in RP. I think there's so much freedom in this fight for Abaddon and Ember. You can be very, very patient and kind of force out the RP ultimately. If you manage to force out an RP on anything that's not OD, I think the fight almost plays itself. You have Abaddon to remove it with ulti, you have OD to save the other guy if needed. Tons of defensive potential. Just OD cannot get caught like this for Nigma.
Yeah, bad just run away. Miracle under Invis rune. They had a sentry nearby as well. I don't think he actually got vision that way, but Miracle's, he's going to follow the fire path.
Dire are scanning.
22-1.
Okay.
Wait, was he 22, 1, and 21? Oh, 12. I was like, has he been in every single kill?
Radiant's top
What
shrine.
the?
It at least looks very pretty.
He's been in 34.
If it was 21, if it was 21, 1, 12, then it's a lot more like OCD people will definitely be happy with that.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
But nice to see Gambit at least trying to get out of their base, get into the jungle, get a little bit of extra pressure, relief from the lanes. You've still got good clearance through GPK. Now,
Spotted here. He's going to have to be Kippy here, probably.
nice movement, Spirit jump up. Miracle's going to stay with him. There's double TPs coming in. GPK, does he want to RP? Because Miracle's pretty isolated here at the moment. I remember Aegis the Immortal, right?
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Hasn't burnt yet.
If they use RP on an Aegis, that's the second lane of Rax right there. They need to save it for something bigger.
Actually got to watch the timing of that Aegis the Immortal. Nigma were the ones who were very good with the timing previously. Now, swap. They go for the quick hook. Stomp Kuro, very low on life. Defensive imprisonment out from Weeha, saving his captain. And Dream, that's an aggressive jump forward. Miracle, they've lost their creep wave, but Mind Control and Miracle don't really care about that. They've always got their second lives. Unless you start hearing that beautiful sound in your ears. Tier 3 tower will
Radiant's
fall.
top tower has fallen.
And Mind Control, the one standing on the front lines, now swap deep into the back lines. Over was the Tier 4 tower. Remember, still having borrowed time available and a lot of support
Aegis
behind him.
down.
Yep, time to back up. But now. Even when you're this late into the game and this late into the night, you still need to keep your formation tight. You cannot get caught out by like that 4-man RP around Roshan. That's all it takes for Gambit to get back into this game. They can do so much damage. Maybe finally they can take that tier 1 tower in the mid lane. There's so much unclaimed gold
40 minutes
just
in.
sitting on the ground in the form of the towers. With a smoke maneuver from Nigma. FNG is going to break it over on Kuro. Access Vampire's going to be nearby. They can chain some this one out quite nicely, but now Ember Spirit jumping forward. Blink quickly away, but Ursa, he wants his own little bit of a battle. Mind Control does have his borrowed time back up again. That's why he's on the front lines. A quick little Spirit jump away, and Spirit jump back in again. The Chain Frost bouncing so hard. The BKBs, they're protecting Gambit for the moment. Chargeflow, he takes it off to the side. The very last Vengeful Spirit, but Weeha moving in. Dream costs so much damage. 3 orbs from Weeha. Puts him down. Buybacks up from the Ursa. The top lane's pushing in. The mid lane's pushing in. Gambit be set upon all sides, and the Doom is now off Miracle. He's ready to fight once more.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Access Vampire, what do you even do now? The Ursa will need to buy back if they're going to hold this top lane of Rax. A perfect double searing chains. Excess Vampire dies instantly. Now he'll buy back. Chargeflow on the run. Mind Control can't get the last point of damage to kill him off just yet. As Nigma go back to objective-based gaming, taking out the Rax. Primary goal, get the Megas up and running. With the double buybacks, that's already a huge victory.
Has fallen.
Just one last barracks remaining in the bottom lane, but man, this Abaddon has just been such a huge problem this game. Mind Control making it almost impossible for Magnus and Batrider to find what usually would be easy fights, and that's why FNG feels forced to start a fight by swapping in Abaddon of all heroes, but
there's no better choice.
They just can't deal with him. I don't know if this is the kind of game where you have to think outside the box and get a Silver Edge Orchid just so you can kill that guy, because he's countering everything you're trying to do.
Well, here's the Megas. Creep wave is in. The Magnus, he was out for a little bit. Now he's returned, but he instantly ET stomped. So he can't even get the jump forward. FNG, he's looking at Mind Control. He's like, do I do it again, guys? Mind Control, skew it in. They're thinking about it. GPK just looking at him. He's trying to clean up the rest of the way, while on the backline, Doombringer, he does jump out towards the OD, but he doesn't have Doom available. They're just keeping Mind Control underneath the tier 4 towers. Another shock out, another quick stun. Remember, he's got borrowed time available. They haven't even triggered it on him yet.
Oh
He still actually has it up. They pull him in. Now the Chain Frost will start to bounce over towards FNG. So he's down for the count. X-Vampire gets the control over on Kuro, and the lasso on Miracle. Chargeflow, I don't think that's what you want to buy. That fish bites back. And a Spirit jump forward, back around, almost RPing him inside the fountain. Miracle, now they get the control, but Weeha's back in again. Defensive imprisonment. Miracle have a little bit more time, and maybe with the hammer dropping down, they're all out of mana, they're all out of life, and they're all out of hope. This will be Nigma probably pulling the GG call from Gambit's lips in just a second, or maybe not. Weeha will fall. No. Miracle is already back. GPK trying to walk up a step well, but he can't do it. Kuro pulls him in, and there it is. GG. Nigma are going to look to try and make the lower bracket run in the minor, eliminating Gambit in 42 minutes in the third game.
Team Nigma.
Tried and tested
Victory.
for sure, this Nigma lineup. But Gambit, man, they
instantly chugging the tea of victory. We did it, guys. Bottoms up. Oh, mind control looks like he's ready for bed. Well, aren't we all?
My God, these guys, they really dug deep. They started today, right? They started today and they end today. A hard slog, but definitely you prove yourself here. Hey, the next game's gonna feel a lot easier, right? They're gonna go up against Geek Fam in the lower bracket final to see who goes up against RNG in the grand final tomorrow.
Definitely want to say in this series, first of all, the first pick Doom, which went on position 4, theoretically really good against Abaddon, but if you build the lineup around Abaddon like this with a secondary save and with, you know, the fact that they even picked Batrider into Abaddon, making his life maybe that bit easier, proved to be a problem. And this discovery of OD might just be what gets Nigma to the finals, because it has definitely helped them a lot already.
Yeah, and like who's going to be banning the OD? Like it's one of these heroes that can be replaced. Weeha's got a very wide pool, same with Miracle. And it's nice to also see Nigma being open to just moving these heroes around. It's like, oh, we got Invoker. You know what? You can play the safe lane now. That's okay if this needs to happen. And it gives a little bit more diversity into the Nigma lineup and gives Kuro more to work with in the drafting phase as well. Yeah, so all out. Fantastic day for Nigma. I know we definitely all want to get a little bit of shut-eye as the panel. I hope you're all still awake, because we were awake here. We were the professionals. I hope you're still being professional.
You hope we're being professional. Well, you are going to be completely incorrect, Toby and Sin. Thank you guys for working so hard, getting through this final match where Nigma does take down Gambit to continue their lower bracket run. And I am joined on our panel by some fill-ins now. I am joined by Connor and Tatiana, who have come here to spell Lizard and Lacoste. But in case you're tuning in for the first time, basically, we have gone far, far into the night. Nigma has figured it out to be able to go against Geek Fam tomorrow to make their possible way into the finale. And I'm telling you right now, this game 3 was very exciting, but in the end, it was Nigma, it was a Miracle just going crazy in the game with Ember Spirit to secure the victory. It's time to go to bed here in Bukovel. Tomorrow, or tomorrow for you, a few hours for us, we will have Geek Fam, we will have Nigma trying to take down RNG in the final, but we also have a special show match that will be going on tomorrow, but you'll have to tune in to see that. I've been your host, Rob. I'm ready to go to sleep, but not on this table. We'll see you in the morning.
На минор, точно выиграть хотим. На сезон попасть на International — это первостепенная задача, а так просто хорошо выступить по ходу года тоже достаточно важно.
Really, the formula for teams that are going to improve drastically is unified underneath one captain that they believe in and that has experience. And out of all the teams here that I know and that I've been watching, I think Gambit's the most promising.
The time to try and fight. The Storm is down, same with the Wall Dream. He's going to get locked in here, but the Chain Frost, he can't move away. He's going to bounce out the dust, but NSR's still going to end up falling. And where's the extra health going to come from? Does it still get hit by the Chain?
Now, I don't know if those guys are going to stick together and make it like as a team, but they have some standout players that are new to the scene, and I believe they will do very well. There's GPK, I believe there's XS Vampire. These are new kids, fresh blood, and they're outstanding.
Shift coming forward and able to actually connect the second. You had Dream pop out of it, the back. Oh, the echo! Everything put it in, up TP him up, hold him in position, maybe he should stop attacking into one.
For those Gambit, you've got your mid laner GPK. He's looked terrifying. You know, he beats any, you know, he's beat a whole array of mid laners in the mid lane pretty drastically. Like this guy he's very, very good.
Я не знаю, как другие команды, насколько хорошо они готовы. Я бы сказал, мы одна из сильных, а дальше сложно прогнозировать.
Gambit, you've got your mid laner GPK. He's looked terrifying. You know, he beats any, you know, he's beat a whole array of mid laners in the mid lane pretty drastically. Like this guy he's very, very good.
Я не знаю, как другие команды, насколько хорошо они готовы. Я бы сказал, мы одна из сильных, а дальше сложно прогнозировать.